There's one club that could do with lifting the FA Cup more than ever this season. It is surely Liverpool. Their campaign starts at Reading, and this one too will be live here with a 5:15 kickoff.
The absence of Champions League football at Anfield in the new year means the FA Cup has assumed greater importance to all at Liverpool, and they can't have too many complaints over their first obstacle. Reading in the bottom 5 of the Championship, no win in their last 5 games. They were up 4-1 at lowly Plymouth on Monday. The manager, caretaker Brian McDermott, has made 3 changes. It could have been more. Mills, Karakan and Rajak come in. Matejovski is injured. Long and Pearce both dropped. A return to first-team action for centre-half Mills, who cost £2 million in the summer. He's been out since October with a knee injury. Gunnarsson, Ingimarsson and Cisse, the only survivors from Reading's time in the Premier League. Number 25, Gylfi Sigurdsson, their top scorer with 7 goals, including 5 in his last 8 games. Rafa Benitez lives up to his word and plays a strong hand. Gerrard and Torres in from the start, although Aquilani is back on the bench as Liverpool go with 2 up top with the return of David Ngo. 21-year-old Stephen Darby replaces the injured Glenn Johnson at right back. Martin Skirtle recalled over Aga alongside Carragher in the middle of the defence. Aurelio offers balance on the left of midfield. Reina, Carragher and Gerrard all involved the last time Liverpool won the Cup 4 years ago. 2 successive wins after Christmas suggest Liverpool are finally back on some kind of even keel this season. It would only take defeat here for the wheels to come crashing off again and prompt familiar questions over Rafa's reign at Anfield.
Could do with going all the way this season in the FA Cup. They never really lived down their exit at the hands of Everton last season. But at last, maybe, they are beginning to turn the corner after a terrible run. Next stop, the Medeski Stadium then, as Liverpool start their FA Cup campaign. And before we do get underway, special New Year greetings to all our viewers across the United States now joining us for our second live FA Cup tie of the day. Liverpool starting as strong as possible this afternoon. Bit of a change, Brian Little, from the case of the Burnley Cup tie a few years ago. Do you remember when they put out the reserves and got knocked out in the third round?
I don't think any of us will forget those sort of situations. You know, they were pretty unique in how we looked upon the FA Cup. But I think that today shows, you know, the current situation at Liverpool. It's a massive game for them. They want to win. They'll go there and try and play well. I think it's very, very important for them.
Pat, we saw Middlesbrough really not putting Manchester City under the kind of scrutiny that they might have hoped to earlier today. What about Reading, a club you know so well? Are they more equipped to maybe give Liverpool a test?
Well, not in their current form, because let's remember that on Monday they went down to Plymouth, which was a vital game, and they got hammered 4-1. Not only that, when Gylfi Sigurdsson, who's been the find of the season for them, a young 20-year-old Icelandic kid, who's a lefty, plays on the left-hand side, but he's a right footer, and is getting goals for them, a very good all-round player. When he got them back into the game there to make it 2-1 in Plymouth, a game they couldn't really afford to lose, immediately they allowed Plymouth to go back up the other end and finish the game off. So morale is quite low. But, you know, the caretaker manager, Brian McDermott, everyone at the football club is pulling for him. He's a terrifically popular guy. He's been given a very difficult task with a lot of young players and a new team. Some of the major signings that they brought in this season hasn't really worked. So, you know, sometimes football is totally illogical. On paper, they've got no chance. But the Reading crowd, who've become very pessimistic with their poor home form, against Liverpool, they might lift the team. There's no expectation. Benitez has played all the big guns. Torres is there, Gerrard's there, and that was really Reading's kind of last hope gone. He says, you know, maybe we've got a squeak if he rotates the squad, but the expectation will be 0. He's looking for a hero, Brian McDermott, and, you know, young players. Yobi McAnuff's had a really good season as well. On the right-hand side, needs a big game. And Simon Church up beside Raziek's a decent young prospect as well.
And what about the expectations for Liverpool in the FA Cup this season?
Would love to win it. You know, Benitez has
more than
already
ever
won it once. Well, I suppose when Shankly was there, he really wants to win it, didn't he? And, you know, when Liverpool were a great club, when they were the biggest or most successful team in the world, they wanted to win every game. That was the secret of it. And you saw there Mancini, he wasn't rotating. He wanted to get in the next round. And I think that you look at the Arsenals, the Liverpools, whatever the trophies, they need to win it. You saw in the Carling Cup, I think the Carling Cup would have been useful for Benitez this season, but he didn't put his best team out against, and Arsenal didn't put their best team out. Today, I think he says, well, I want to be in that next round. I want to give this football club a chance to get back the FA Cup.
Brian?
I think it's massive for them, and quite obviously at this moment in time, I think a lot of people would look at Liverpool and say, because of their situation, they are really going to give this everything they've got.
And in terms of the way the fixtures go from here, from Liverpool's point of view, how good would it be to get this out of the way, into the fourth round? See, a little bit of breathing space was created by the wins over the Christmas period.
Well, it's important.
He can then start looking ahead to the end of the month going, well, we really are getting back on track.
If he gets 3 games in a row with 3 wins, then there is some sort of foundation there again. You know, it's only a couple of weeks back that everybody thought it was falling apart. You know, a win today, 3 wins in a row, and there is some semblance of a recovery.
Thank you both. For commentary, we have David Fairclough alongside Martin Fisher.
Welcome to the Medeski Stadium. That is Brian McDermott, the man in charge for the time being of matters on the pitch for Reading Football Club. And that has been chief scout, assistant manager, and also was in charge of the reserve team for quite a while too, but still looking for his first win as caretaker boss. He does want the job permanently. The best way about going about that, you would think, is pulling off the shock of the round by putting paid to Gerrard, Carragher and Torres here at the Medeski. You get very long odds on that. But as the guys in the studio were reminding us earlier, Liverpool once crashed under Rafa Benitez at the round 3 stage to Burnley, when Burnley were just as low as Reading are now in the Championship table. It will be Liverpool in their all-red strip, getting us underway, attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. And what they hope will be a long journey in this season's competition. Made it to the final since 2006, that memorable day in Cardiff when they hang back in the last second in extra time to draw 3-3 and then win on penalties. David Fairclough alongside me here will talk us through this game and the mood on Merseyside, David, about this competition.
It's one they want to win, absolutely no doubt about that. I think they've perhaps been a little bit unfortunate in the last couple of seasons, going out to Everton, particularly last season. Just seeing there, Lucas getting a little bit of a kick in the head. High boot by Raziak, but certainly I think after the win at Villa Park, Liverpool spirits have changed, and there does seem to be a stronger belief that Liverpool can turn their fortunes around.
That Villa win, one of 2 that Liverpool have produced since Christmas, now back up to 7th, just 4 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, who are at Anfield in a week's time. Lucas down for count. Now here's young Stephen Darby, just 21 years of age, born in Maghull on Merseyside. He's been involved in recent Youth Cup final victories for Liverpool. Sell-out crowd in Berkshire. A few areas in England over the last week or so that hasn't been touched by snow. Pitch a little bit heavy in parts, but much better than many venues that have staged third-round cup ties this afternoon. Reading get the free kick. It's only the 7th time these sides have met. Liverpool have won 5, Reading the 1, but it was the last one here just over 2 years ago when they beat Liverpool 3-1. Goal scorers that day, Hunt, Doyle and Harper. Significant that none of that trio are still at the Medeski Stadium. Rajat will be the target for this deep ball in. And Liverpool haven't got the first touch away. Sewer's second is not much better. And Reina has to come to collect.
A little anxiety in the Liverpool back line there. I think teams have identified that perhaps Liverpool do struggle on occasions, and certainly Reading putting Liverpool under early pressure, just seeing whether or not they have got the fortitude to hang out here today.
Gerrard playing a little deeper today than he has of late. Not just behind Torres today, it's a flat midfield four with Gerrard alongside Lucas in the centre. Aurelio guilty of conceding possession cheaply. Likewise Lucas.
Slightly different formation for Liverpool today. It's the first time perhaps that I've actually seen somebody up alongside Fernando Torres. David Ngoga is very much a forward player. I think in the past we've seen Robbie Keane play up there, and Robbie Keane's the type who drops off, but Ngoga is very much a similar player to Torres, so it'll be interesting to see how that one pans out.
Torres' first touch was heavy. Sliding in to good effect was Mills. This is Bertrand, on loan from Chelsea, making a mess of that. And can't stop Coutts' progress. Go. Gerrard stepping in too. Cisse very committed in those kind of midfield tussles. And Reading can clear towards halfway. Carragher's clearance. Go got a piece of that. Torres for Gerrard. There's Insure, who's been a virtual ever-present at left-back this season in all competitions. Gerrard. There's Go. Pulled it down nicely. Half a chance for a corner kick for Liverpool. Falling on deaf ears.
Good run forward by Ngo. Well picked out. Just that control, just letting him down slightly, just bouncing off, and Bertrand close enough just to get that foot in.
Go scored for Liverpool the last time he started a game. That 2-1 pre-Christmas victory over Wigan. It's actually 3 wins in the last 4 for Liverpool, but that defeat at Fratton Park was such a poor performance and such a surprising scoreline that really can't be overlooked when you're talking of the current struggles that Liverpool have had this season. Gunnarsson, Rajac's touch. Sewer can clear. Too deep for Torres. Here comes Gerrard. Nicely taken by Ngo. Ingimarsson for company. Lucas coming through the challenge of Sigurdsson. And Ngo. Looking for Aurelio. Almost turned into a wonderful cross for Dirk Kuyt in the middle.
Well picked out by Ngo. And Aurelio does have the ability to take the ball on the full there. I think it's more of a cross shot, taking a little bit of a chance on maybe somebody gets on the end of it. And maybe Kuyt could have done better, just thrown himself and tried to just get a toe on the ball.
Aurelio hasn't scored this season. His last goal was in that huge Champions League quarter-final last season, that 4-4 draw at Chelsea. Go penalised.
Certainly come on a lot this season. Had the highlight perhaps of scoring a second goal against Manchester United. But other than that, he's generally shown a good improvement. Controls get a little bit better. His movement certainly is getting better as well.
Bertrand with the free kick. And Rajak will be the target. Could be an uncomfortable afternoon for Jamie Carragher. Big Pole failed to impress in a brief spell in the Premier League with Tottenham Hotspur, but at this level, David, for Derby, for Watford, and this season for Reading, he has proven What a handful for defences.
Yeah, in Championship football, he doesn't do bad at all, Raziak. Certainly has an eye for a goal, can sniff out opportunities, and weighs in sometimes with very important, crucial goals.
Strong challenge by Gerrard. Who was talking in the week how much he was looking forward to taking on Steven Gerrard. Certainly knew the England international was there then. Free kick against Derby. Foul on Gylfi Sigurdsson. Two youngsters that will have quite a tussle on this near side.
It'll be interesting to see how that one works out as well. Derby against Sigurdsson.
A glimpse of that tussle here as the young Icelander brings Bertrand into the play.
Just going back to Derby, I think it's important that referee has shown a little bit of faith in Stephen Derby. He had a little bit of a catastrophic few minutes against Fiorentina for Liverpool, and perhaps it sort of threatened to disrupt, you know, Stephen's career a little bit. He gave away a late goal, but you know, he's back in the side, and I think he is a player who does have a future.
He's been involved since that Champions League tie you referred to, David, in early December. The word on Glenn Johnson is that he's out for at least a month, David, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's always difficult to know exactly how long it's going to take to get over an injury like Glenn Johnson has suffered. I think a month probably is the best case scenario.
On from Federici. This header has worked its way far side for McAnuff. Gunnarsson. Chance to centre here. Came off in Sewer. Aurelio slow to go across. And he's lost it to McAnuff, who can centre. Rajak trying to make something of this. Count back there helping out Derby.
And I do think that is important today, that both Kaut and Aurelio on their sides do get back and give a little bit of helping hand to the two fullbacks who are young and perhaps have been put under pressure when they've been in the side.
Bertrand with the throw-in. Sigurdsson. Not too required to stop his run. Aurelio. Not sure what he was looking to do there, but possession briefly was lost. Lucas, Gerrard, and go. McAnuff. Oh, nice footwork away from Insua. Checks to see what's on in the middle. Not a bad ball. Sigurdsson tries his luck. Church almost in a position to profit from the mistimed effort from the Icelandic under-21 international.
Yeah, just snatches at it, I think, Sigurdsson. Just seen it there, opening up for him, but it was good play by McAnuff. Testing Insua out, having a little bit of a go. It's going to be a test, I think, for Insua. McAnuff does have the ability to get down that right-hand side.
The way Sigurdsson has been playing so far this season, Brian McDermott, the caretaker manager, would love the chances to fall his way. Scored in both the last games, and his run stretches over 7 weeks. 5 goals in his last 8 games. He really is something of a find. He's come up through the ranks here at the Medeski Stadium. Still just 20 years of age. Lucas for Liverpool. And go for Gerrard, who's had a quiet start, as has Torres. We've not seen much of the Spaniard as yet. Stephen Derby with the throw-in. Third round last season, Liverpool had a similarly tricky tie away at Preston. They came through without too much difficulty. Count in behind Bertrand. Torres trying to make himself available far post. Count can try again. and go. It's good defending by Reading. Karakam's persistent. And it's a goal kick.
Just getting back there to help out his defence, Karakam. Initially, though, I think Kat has to put the ball across early. He looks up, there's nobody in there, but just he needs to get the ball in early and make the forwards work to try and get on it. Instead, he delays, gives Reading the chance to get bodies back. Karakam doing a good job there just to get behind the defence and just help out cutting Ngog's opportunity to get a cross in.
Gunnarsson, McAnuff. Sort of occasion that he should relish. That's never quite lived up to his reputation of his earlier years. Deschamps wants a free kick and will get one. Reading will take their time here and wait for Mills and Ingimarsson to get up from the back. Rajak, another target. Church will look to feed off any knockdown. Bertrand leaving it for Sigurdsson to sweep in. Good delivery. Good punch away initially by Reyna. And was impeded by Rajak as he tried to get to that looping return ball. Whistler's gone. Free kick Liverpool.
Well, again, we're seeing Liverpool put under pressure with a high ball in there. Nobody really taking the responsibility of going up and challenging the Raziak. Leaving it to Reyna to come out. It's always a risky one.
Cisse. Rajak. Cisse again. McAnuff far side. He's already skipped past Insua once today. What will he do here? He's won Reading a corner.
He's going to have to work hard, I think, Insua. He has been tested in recent weeks. Does have a little bit of a lack of pace. And if he gets a speedy winger up against him, really is, he can be vulnerable.
Liverpool have brought 9 back to defend this, including Fernando Torres. Reading have scored in each of their last 10 games. Slightly on top at the moment. Their first corner of the afternoon. Up goes Mills. Headed away by Carragher. Mills in his endeavour to try and hook it back in can only concede the goal kick.
He's an awkward customer, Raziak. Not really that big and, well, he's tall, but he's not sort of weighty. He's deceptively strong in the air. Gets on a couple of those interesting balls that already we've seen played in there. And just the fact that he obstructed Reyna, clearly a foul.
Celebrations cut short.
He knows himself. It was a little bit of a dodgy challenge by Raziak on Reyna.
It's a simple decision for the officials. Rajak and Church were both offside as McAnuff headed it back towards goal. You could argue that had either of those players not been involved in the effort as it went into the goal, then they could have said we weren't interfering with play. But as soon as Rajak got in the way of the goalkeeper, he was interfering. It's a good spell this for Reading. But this is Torres, and now Gerrard. Aurelio, out comes Federici, and his slide will take him out of the penalty area. Did he still had his hands on the ball? Well, the referee, Martin Atkinson, was well placed. It's a Liverpool free kick.
Well, from our angle, it looked like it was a foul. Clearly does well to actually get his hand off it, but he had to have made contact with his hands outside of the area. It was a poor ball by Gerrard. Having said that, he asked Aurelio to do an awful lot.
Strange decision by Federici, because he was coming at it with some pace. His momentum was always likely to take him out of the penalty area. Now a free kick in a dangerous situation. Gerrard looking to whip this in with pace. Liverpool with 5 waiting for any spillage. Gerrard will have to try again. Not enough blocking twice, but Liverpool do get their first corner.
A little bit fortunate there for Steven Gerrard. 2 poor attempts at crosses.
Corner is short. That's a better ball in. Count is in there. Cisse nods away. Torres couldn't kill it. Derby. Mills to clear. More FA Cup action for you tomorrow here on Setanta Sports. We start bright and early, 12:30. Manchester United against Leeds United. That does have a very nice ring to it, doesn't it? And then later on, 4:15, it's the all-London clash between West Ham United and Arsenal. Arguably the pick of all the ties this third-round weekend. And we conclude at 6:15 as Tranmere take on Premier League boys Wolverhampton Wanderers. Tranmere, who not too long ago used to enjoy themselves in this competition. 0-0 here with best part of 20 minutes played. Gerrard to clear. Big boys are playing for Liverpool today, Gerrard and Torres, but as yet neither has really hit his straps. Count. Mills across, Federici again out of his penalty area. This time he does it legally.
Not a bad idea by Kaut to test the back line of Reading, and does have pace. Here's the type of player who can get in behind the back line.
Derby. In for the injured Glenn Johnson, remember. Carragher. Cisse did that well. Rajak. Reading certainly growing in confidence. Carragher. McAnuff. Rajak. McAnuff in behind Carragher. Good pullback. And in steps Derby. Just prevents it from reaching Sigurdsson. Reading fans haven't seen their team win since early December. Gerrard, Count, Torres waits in the box. It was behind him, but fell nicely from go. He was unable to keep it on target.
Well, it's not the best of balls by Count, but he gets lucky because I think he initially tries to pick out Torres, but Ngo shows a willing to throw his weaker foot at it. He's predominantly a right-footed player, but he does well, just swings with his left, just drags it slightly wide of the post.
Liverpool needed that, David, because Reading are just growing in confidence with each passing move. Here's Church. Good work by Skirtle. And Liverpool can get it clear. Well, they should have done. Count's lost it. Caracan.
I do think that perhaps Reading are showing signs of confidence. They've settled quite well, linked up on 1 or 2 occasions and are causing Liverpool problems.
Mills, big boost that he's back in the starting lineup. Getting beat off competition from the likes of Nottingham Forest in the summer to get him here from Doncaster. Bertrand has done brilliantly. Sewer needed to get there ahead of Rajak. Cisse, Caracan. Bertrand. Referee not interested as Sigurdsson goes to ground. Maybe a chance for Liverpool to counter with Ngo. Just haven't been able to settle as yet, Liverpool. Reading needs some of this pressure to pay. McAnuff stopped by Nsua. Rajak. McAnuff. He's away from Insua again. Unfairly impeded. And that's a Reading free kick, and maybe a yellow card too for the Argentine. It is.
Well, it's naive by Insua, beaten easily by McAnuff, but then to get booked in this situation midway through the first half, he's now got to really be careful. Treads a thin line now for the rest of the game if McAnuff gets at him.
McAnuff surely will do that more and more now. He's already worried him. Now with a yellow card at the back of his mind, Insua will be very concerned. Reading's free kick deep towards Rajak, arriving and in. Church nudged it home and it stands. Reading take the lead. It's Simon Church, the Welsh international, and the shock is on at the Medeski.
Well, the threat of high balls into that area, Liverpool very reluctant to throw people in there and go and challenge for those balls. This ball initially, to me, looks like it's overhit, but Rajak does well just to keep it in, and certainly hadn't got over the line. Skell doesn't react quick enough. Church does. He's the man on the spot, and he gets a benefit from probably the easiest goal he'll ever score. A real wake-up call for Liverpool now. Reading have settled it better and have linked play on one or two occasions and have looked threatening, and they get their rewards.
Well, it's his 5th goal of the season, and noticeable in his celebrations today. Simon Church was relatively subdued. The last time he scored a goal, it was the last-minute equaliser, and he took his shirt off, and having already been booked, he was dismissed. Not going to make that mistake again. Although what a goal that is, and how might it change the complexion of this tie? And you can't really argue with it. What little threat either side have carried it has come from the Championship strugglers.
Very much so. They've shown a willingness on both flanks. Granted, maybe they might have had more good fortune down the right-hand side, but certainly they are a threat down the width, and the high balls certainly have caused problems for Liverpool. Naively, I think you've got one of the taller players in the box there, Rajak, and Liverpool don't put one of their taller players up against him. Rajak right at the far post, only has Derby really to get over the back of. It's a simple goal. It's poor defending by Liverpool. Everybody looking around, hoping that the decision goes their way. It's hopeful.
What are Liverpool appealing for there, David? Liverpool went out of play, or was pushing, or what?
Exactly. I mean, 4 arms went up. Everybody's looking around, looking to blame somebody. They've got to react better, Liverpool, in those type of situations.
They've started slowly, and they find themselves a goal behind Liverpool in a composition that Rafa Benitez said we have to make some kind of impact in this season. Aurelio. Insua, who gave away the free kick that led to the goal, and is having a miserable evening so far. Insua's ball in, looking for Torres. It's Ingy Marston that gets there first. And Liverpool again give it away cheaply. Just going back to the goal again, David, the number of players that Liverpool have dragged back to defend these set pieces, and yet none of them seems to be going for the ball. No,
nobody takes responsibility. It's always evident. Early on, I think we've just seen Derby and Insua on one or two occasions showing awareness and to get on the end of it and intercept balls. But generally, as a rule, Liverpool don't react. They're second best. It's sort of been a problem for them most of this season. And certainly, that is a real wake-up call. It's a terrible goal to give away.
Gerrard. Oh, it's a second mislaid pass as he's tried to search out Aurelio. McAnuff. Seen enough of him tonight to suggest it could be one of those nights for him. And one of those nights for Liverpool.
Well, he's quite good with the ball at his feet, Pepe Reina, but there perhaps the ball just bobbling in slightly to him. I don't know though why Carragher has played on the left-hand side. This was something that didn't work for Liverpool early part of this season. When Skill was in the side, he played on the right, Carragher on the left. It certainly doesn't favour Carragher, him being the left-sided centre defender.
It's another corner. Liverpool again will drag everybody back, and Reading will still fancy their chances because too many of the Liverpool players seem to go to sleep when the ball is put in the air into their box. Very busy 6-yard box. Reina gets just enough on that.
Well, that was a good delivery and clearly covered the heads of Torres and Carragher. Nothing that they could do about it, but at least there was a little bit more of an awareness, and Reina doing well to come and attack that one.
Foul throw by Gunnarsson. At 34, should really know better than that. Sigurdsson, who went down on that challenge earlier from Skirtle, inside the box, and from that replay, David, it looks as though that should have brought Reading a penalty.
The referee was right on the spot and felt perhaps there was no real contact. Maybe Sigurdsson went to ground a little bit easy, but as I would agree, perhaps from that replay, it looked like there was a little bit more of a contact than initially we thought.
Bit of a worrying omen for Liverpool, by the way, is that tonight's referee, Martin Atkinson, has been in charge of 3 previous games for Liverpool this season, and Liverpool haven't won any of them. And they trail here by a goal to nil. The goal scorer, Simon Church, 23 minutes. Liverpool can have few complaints to be trailing at this stage, because Adam Federici in the Reading goal has had nothing to do. Liverpool's passing has been wayward. Back to their worst after seemingly turned the corner with 2 successive wins after Christmas.
A lot of Liverpool's forward play at the moment has been hopeful, just sort of long balls up there, hoping that perhaps Torres can get on the end of it and go perhaps with his pace. I think what strikes me, you've got the best player on the park, Steven Gerrard. He's not touching the ball enough. You've got to get Steven Gerrard on the ball.
Jack climbing well once more. Derby hooks it clear for Liverpool. Reading will be delighted to see the back of 2009. Incredibly, last year in front of their own supporters, they only managed 3 home victories. Church. Lucas has it for Liverpool. Torres. Back for Gerrard. Sees what's available to him to his left. It's in Stewart. Aurelio. And go. And count. For Torres!
Liverpool's best piece of play by a mile so far. Nice interpassing down the left-hand side. Gerrard involved on 1 or 2 occasions. Then they stretched the play. It's a good ball in. And Torres unlucky with this header. Just can't direct it goalward bound. Gets
Torres.
up well, just gets his bearings slightly wrong.
Torres has happy memories of the Medeski Stadium. Scored a hat-trick here when Liverpool won 4-2 back in 2007 in the League Cup, and here he goes again against Gunnarsson, and he's away from him, and he's found and go, has he? Torres again. It's a little bit congested. Cisse can mop up. Enough. Return picks out Caracan. 2 youngsters linking up, and now it's off to a third. Sigurdsson. At a fourth in Bertrand. Stewart had to be strong and was. The strong pressure from Rajak. Mills. Aurelio for Liverpool. Torres. Good defending by Ingimarsson.
In those situations, you think Torres is isolated, he's got one defender, and that's normally where he really comes to his strength. You know, he can go and have a go at one individual defender, but there's a little bit of a reluctance to try and take Ingemar Marsson on by Torres.
Darby, Gerrard, now in Sewer. I'll work something now with Aurelio. Lucas. Gerrard's made a great run. Didn't quite kill it and take it on in his stride. Better from Liverpool, David.
Yeah, I think so. It's typically Gerrard involved, that's what you want to see. Lucas spotting the run early. Just a toe away, maybe, from getting control of that ball, Steven Gerrard.
Liverpool's away form this season has been atrocious. They've lost 7 of their 15 games on their travels in various competitions. The most painful one was possibly the Fiorentina defeat. So they failed to progress in the Champions League, but in the Premier League they've lost at Sunderland, Fulham, and most recently at Portsmouth. And they're trailing here by 1-0. Simon Church on 23 minutes. It all came from a free kick, and Reading have another one here. Rajak, who was heavily involved in that opening goal, will look to make a nuisance of himself once more. Gylfi Sigurdsson, Bertrand, the two over it. Sigurdsson will whip it in. Cisse, Darby, and now Aurelio. Skirtle. Torres down for and go. Now Count. On to Lucas. And Sewer coming in from the left-hand side. First touch wasn't the best. But he's won it back. And now it's Gerrard. Count's letting it run! Equaliser! Did Count get a touch? And Gerrard is happy enough to give it him. And Liverpool, who have improved noticeably in the last 5 minutes, didn't have to wait too long to level matters.
Well, I think he does get a touch, Dirk Kuyt. Certainly strong appeals for an offside. It's the type of ball, though, you always see these days. Clearly onside, we got the benefit of the replay. But just that little bit of a flick, I think, off Kuyt. And it just deceives Federici in the goal. Maybe it's a little bit cruel on Reading, but Liverpool, no, there's no touch. Initially, I thought perhaps there was a little bit of a flick by Dirk Kuyt. But Steven Gerrard on the score sheet again for Liverpool, and that's a good sign from Liverpool's point of view. Not been scoring that many goals this season, Steven Gerrard, 2 in the last couple of games.
It's his 6th goal of the season, and as you're suggesting, David, prior to tonight's game, he'd managed 1 in his previous 10 appearances. And he was quick to go across to Cal, I think, as much as anything, just to say, well, your dummy led to the goal, really, because he just put off Federici.
Yeah, initially I thought there was a little bit of a touch from Dirk Kuyt, I'll be honest, but certainly Liverpool have to get Gerrard more involved if they're going to do anything. Say he's he's the best man, he's right at the heart of things, but sometimes the play really just bypasses him. The players don't get him on the ball.
And go. Ingemar Marsson. Reading's confidence has been so fragile. It's no great surprise that the first bit of sustained pressure that the Premier League side have managed to muster quickly culminates in an equaliser. Skirtle. And go. Looks like a bit of a tangle, if truth be told. Now can Reading come again? Gerrard, good vision again. Count full of running. Not a good clearance, Gerrard! But the sense of goals back in his nostrils now, the Liverpool captain.
Well, it's good play again by Gerrard to set Count free down the right-hand side. And really that's what Liverpool need to be doing, getting bodies into the box and putting a little bit of a threat there. When Gerrard initially then takes the shot, perhaps just doesn't get over it enough. Clearly onside, Count. There were stronger claims, but good decision for the goal to stand.
Yeah, it looked to me as though it was number 5, Matthew Mills, that was playing Count onside. All level at the Medeski. Touch of relief to all of those on the Liverpool bench. Ready? Come again. Karakan. Twists and turns, and Rajak is onside. You've got 5 games without a win, David. That kind of equaliser just before half-time can come as a real hammer blow, can't it?
Yeah, that's right. And their tails were certainly up. Reading, they felt perhaps they have strong claims to say that they have been the better side for the first half hour. But Liverpool just gradually just worked their way back into it now, and they got the benefit of that. You know, maybe a good fortune by the decision.
Rajak. Well, he has to be careful. Rajak has worked the space and has won the corner. Torres again has been brought back. Again, Liverpool have 9 plus the goalkeeper to defend this corner. Gylfi Sigurdsson to take it. Well, he could have caught that. He's got some distance on the punch. Forward by Gunnarsson. Sigurdsson. Free kick against Torres. Karakan. Powered away by Skirtle. Bertrand unhappy at the lack of movement ahead of him. Understand where he's coming from. Challenge by Count, deemed an unfair one by referee Atkinson.
Clearly a foul. Can't believe how reluctant Reading players were there to make a run for Bertrand and want the ball to be thrown into them. Quite strange.
Another set piece then for the Championship side. Ingimarsson, Mills, Rajak all up there. Cisse on the edge too. It's Sigurdsson to whip it in. And it's out as far as Gunnarsson. Looking to get Liverpool quickly on the counter. Gerrard. Lucas. On go. This is Derby. Stewart. Count's made an interesting dart towards the penalty area. Gerrard unable to pick him out. Bertrand to release Church. Skirtle in the way. Liverpool can come again with Derby. Gerrard. Torres. Onside and almost flicked it past Federici. Quite get the purchase on that he would have wanted to have done, the Spaniard.
Well, it was a good run, and Gerrard's always looking for them runs by Torres. Mills, it was who played him onside. Don't think he got a strong enough connection. There was a great opportunity there for Torres to score.
Sigurdsson. Cisse. Gunnarsson.
I think he knows he should have scored. Ball's played in behind, and he just has to flick it. Just doesn't really get that much of a hold on it. Torres.
Is that handball? Assistant referee couldn't have had a clearer view. His flag stayed down. Liverpool have it with Derby. On go. Count might make something of this. Can he feed it left? Yes, he can. Aurelio, the shot is on! Not far wide, but it was wide, and it stays 1-1.
Well, the backspin just favours Cows here. The ball just spins up a little bit, holds up, plays in Aurelio, and he should score. There's absolutely no danger. He should have hit the target at least. It's a wasted opportunity. Cow does well just to pick out the run from Aurelio.
Well, without playing that well, Liverpool really should be 2-1 up as we approach the half-time whistle. Two good chances in the last 2 or 3 minutes to add to Gerrard's equaliser. Almost ran through for Torres again. Bertrand hacks it into touch. Left back who spent last season on loan at Norwich City in the Championship, on loan again from Chelsea this time. Lucas. Marson going to ground to clear. On go. Good work again by Bertrand. Now on Rajak by Skirtle.
Fourth official is indicated in the minimum 2 minutes additional time.
2 minutes of additional time to come. Gunnarsson. Cut out by Lucas. Torres wants it back. Forced wide and 2 across on the cover for Reading. But he looked like he was going to get past, and it was the arm of Matt Mills that prevented him from doing so. It's a Liverpool free kick.
I think that's a little bit generous, really. I don't think there was that much of a contact. The referee was well placed. But I can't help thinking Inge Marson perhaps is just sort of deep lying a little bit too far, and on occasions might have caught Torres offside, and there it was him really who was sitting that deep that allowed Torres to get into that spacing behind Reading.
Reading cannot afford to concede here. Gerrard pulls the free kick back for Aurelio. Reading still can't get any distance on the clearances. Ensure.
Seen that free kick tried before by Liverpool, famously by Gerrard Anaga when he scored against Chelsea in the semi-final of the Champions League Cup.
Looks like it will be 1-1 at the break, David, and that's a pretty fair reflection on the first half. Reading dominated the first 20-25, but since going behind, Liverpool have improved markedly.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly have shown a little bit better play, a little bit more togetherness. Reading started the better and probably did deserve their lead, but Liverpool have worked hard to get back into this game.
And there goes the half-time whistle of Martin Atkinson, Steven Gerrard's 6th goal of the season. Levelling matters after Simon Church had put Reading on the way to what could have been a wonderful night. Still could be, but there's plenty more action left in this one. At the Medeski at half-time, it's Reading 1, Liverpool 1.
And how about that as a way of getting the crowd on side at home? Looks a lot brighter now for Liverpool, but it has been a test, all right. Pat and Brian next. There has been some debate as to which really is the FA Cup third round tie of the round. Either Manchester United or Leeds United, which is tomorrow from 12:30, or West Ham against Arsenal, but you get to choose. They're both live with us. And a third game tomorrow, Tranmere against Wolves, an evening kick-off. We're back next week with the Premier League. Arsenal against Everton next Saturday, 2:30, Setanta, Ireland. There's Manchester United against Burnley on January the 16th. That one live and exclusive on Setanta Sports 1, incidentally. As is Liverpool's home league game against Bolton at the end of January. And much more of Manchester United as the title race really hots up. Portsmouth are at Old Trafford on February the 6th. And again, that will be live and exclusive on Setanta Sports 1. It's all a lot more heated than it was at the game between Middlesbrough and Manchester City, Pat. This is what we were looking for today, isn't it, in terms of cup excitement?
Well, it wasn't all cold at the Riverside. I mean, the undersoil heating were on, but that was about it, wasn't it? I mean, here we've had undersoil heating. We've had a team in Reading that are buoyed by the crowd. Remember, this crowd have got very negative with Reading and frustrated with Reading at home because their record's appalling recently. Today, this team is fighting for the manager. They want him to get the job because they like him. The young players, I thought Carrigan in the middle of the park has been magnificent. He's a real terrier. We've seen the quality of Sigurdsson. McAnuff's having a good day. He's more experienced on the right. And, of course, Church got the goal. But, however, people see what they want to see, don't they? Or, you know, I talked about the problem for Benitez. Is if you look at that first half, and a lot of people's interpretation would have been, oh, poor Liverpool again. Well, actually, it wasn't, because they're up against a difficult first half an hour against a team that are really up for this game. They concede a goal with a great rescue from Raziak, and it hits off Church's legs, and yet they still should be winning, and yet people will still criticise Benitez. That's the tough gig of being the Liverpool boss.
Nonetheless, Reading were very good early on, weren't they?
They played very well, yes. They were in the faces of the opposition, as we say. They wanted to have a go.
Should they've had a penalty here?
Well, again, the argument with this is if it's outside the box, the referee will give a free kick. And so how do you then take it into the box and say it isn't a foul? So for me, outside, anywhere on the pitch, outside of the penalty box, it's a foul. So, you know, where do we go to? We say this every week, though. This happens week in and week out. And then, this is which is the outstanding feature of the game for me, for both sides, defending balls into your box. Liverpool are struggling with anything high in the air. Again, I mean, yeah, all right, you could argue it might have gone out, but you know, defenders are standing there and not making sure it's out, or not blocking the forward player so he doesn't get a touch. So Liverpool is struggling from balls into the box. But Reading, the way they play this high line and don't track runners is quite frightening to me. You know, they haven't got the mobility, but they haven't quite got it right neither, and it's a dangerous ploy. You've got to practice this week in, week out, day in, day out, because you will get caught by the better sides. Look at the runner coming into the box. Left back decides to let him go. I'm not marking him. If he does his job defensively, it's not a problem.
It really frustrates Brian McDermott because you see Mills in the picture. He's played them on, then Bertrand, the left back, has decided to gamble. Instead of defending a dangerous situation, by stepping in and dealing with the threat, he's put his hand up and gambled. Unforgivable. But also the right back, Gunnarsson, didn't get enough pressure and threat on Gerrard, which allowed Gerrard to put in a better quality ball, and didn't Dirk Kuyt do well. That wasn't accidental. Timed his run beautifully, dummied it, gave Federici no chance.
Can Reading get back up to that level again?
Well, I think that the manager will, that's his job at half-time, the acting manager, to get in amongst them and say, look, fellas, you know, for 30-odd minutes, you were really outstanding. You can do that again. But I genuinely think now Liverpool have seen the chink in the armour and they could well punish the opposition now.
A full house and a real cup tie. Second half is next. 1-1. Brian, second half here. From Liverpool's point of view, is it more of how they finished the first half, or do they have to have a rethink?
No, I think they will say, look, it took us a while to get going. You've found a little bit of a weakness in the opposition. If we can play balls down the sides of the centre-backs, we can get in and cause them problems. And I think they'll be delighted to have come in on level terms at half-time. So I think psychologically for them, they will have a decent half-time and will believe they can win. Not
too many shocks around elsewhere today, Pat. We've probably locked into the one game where, for a while at least, a big club really looked rocky.
They do, but I mean, on paper, it's not a given, this tie. I'd expect Liverpool to go on and win, but interesting for Reading, of course, they'd love to get that scalp of Liverpool, and Brian McDermott, you know, desperately trying to get this job. He knows how much that could mean to him personally. But you know, Liverpool are a club that need a trophy. Reading are a football club that need not just a positive day, but they need revenue as well.
Maybe a replay would be a nice outcome for them.
A replay will almost be as good as knocking Liverpool out. And they've got a massive game then coming up against Newcastle. But, you know, Reading are a team that tend to wilt when things go against them this season. And the test for Brian McDermott in the dressing room is to accentuate the positive and say, for a long, long time, we haven't had the crowd behind us as much as they are today. Let's consolidate. And if we can get to that last 20, 15, 10 minutes with the game all even Steven, then we've got a chance here, because Liverpool might well become nervous.
You do know most of the players very well. Have they got it in them to keep up that first half level?
Well, look at the bench as well. Shane Long, you know, could his pace trouble the great deflector, Jamie Carragher, late on in the game? You know, Jimmy Kebe, unbelievable pace. We talk about McAnuff. Hey, if Insua's still on a yellow card, they bring Jimmy Kebe on, he'll roast anybody. But is he consistent enough? This game will be determined by big moments.
Yeah, I think, you know, both teams are definitely still in it, and it is a great cup tie for us.
Thank you both. David Fairclough and Martin Fisher.
Welcome back to the Medeski. Reading about to get us back underway. Really took the first half to their Premier League opponents. Can they repeat that? Can they get in front again? Or have Liverpool had their warning, and will they now take command of this third round FA Cup tie? First free kick of the second period, won by David Ngo. No changes as yet, but they will come as this half progresses. Ngo trying to work that one through. It will run through here for Insua. Looking for Gerrard. Sandwiched by two Reading players. It's McAnuff in behind Aurelio. Across comes Carragher. Liverpool backtracking, backpedaling. McAnuff might have just picked up a knock there. As Gunnarsson heads home. Certainly thought about doing so. Cause for concern, this for Reading. McAnuff had a terrific first half, but has clearly picked up some kind of problem there with that run, David.
Yeah, so early in the second half, perhaps it's something that Reading would want to avoid, I suspect, but they do have Kebe on the bench. Ready-made replacement, perhaps, for McAnuff. Doesn't seem to be too much of any contact there for McAnuff. Might just been an ankle or something.
I think you could be right, David. May have just twisted an ankle.
Yeah, just jarred it in some way.
It looked pretty innocuous. Try and run it off. Reading will try and hold on until he or a sub returns. McAnuff back on the pitch and looks reasonably good at the moment as Church leads the charge forward. A bit too ambitious maybe in the crossfield ball, looking for Rajak. And Liverpool can work it forward to David Ngo. Derby. Insua. Torres for Aurelio. There's never been a draw when these sides have met. This is only the 7th contest between the two. Here's Torres. Ball struck his heels as he sought to get away from Matt Mills. 5 wins for Liverpool and 1 for Reading in the previous 6 meetings. In Stewart. Jack beaten by the bounce, but he's got it back. McAnuff. Mills again against Torres. Aurelio. Gunnarsson. Lucas to get hold. Torres to help it on. Aurelio. Gerrard. This time the dummy doesn't work for Liverpool. Sigurdsson forward. Church is after it.
Well, presumably he had a shout, Steven Gerrard. A bit naive to let the ball run there in such a dangerous position right in the middle of the field. From having the impetus of going forward, Liverpool now on the defence.
Remember, this is a Reading side that haven't won in their last 5 games and sit in the bottom 5 of the Championship, just 2 points off the drop zone, having been a Premier League side themselves less than 2 seasons ago. Back in May, they were involved in the playoff stages of the promotion race from the Championship. They were beaten by Burnley. And tonight's referee, Martin Atkinson, was the referee on the night when they were beaten at Burnley. Here's a go for Liverpool. That's nice. Gerrard for Lucas. Derby.
Really think Kaut helps Derby in those situations. He just comes closer and closer to Derby, so they compress the game. I'd like to see Kaut looking to go long and then coming in short, leave a little bit of space to play in. Really, Liverpool got bogged down on that right-hand side when a little bit of thought might have seen them get out of it much easier.
Torres stopped easily by Cisse. Sigurdsson. Church. Held up by Carragher. But he might have just shaken him off here. That's a good-looking ball in. Rajat was there, but Reina safely gathering for Liverpool. Kaut. Go offers himself short. Here is the Frenchman. Torres. In an instant, almost swept Liverpool into the lead.
Sometimes when he's, just there, just looking uninterested, that's when Torres really is lethal. Just falling to him, defenders slightly asleep, and he just reacts the better, just can't keep it down enough.
62 goals for Liverpool. Fernando Torres, 12 have come this season. He's had his times on the sidelines this season as well, hasn't he?
He's yet to really, I think, hit top gear this season, Fernando Torres. Only seen it in very small bursts, but signs perhaps that he is just sort of finding his form again. Spent so much time out through injury.
There's hesitation here between Federici and his left-back Bertrand, and I'm not sure the Australian keeper helped his full-back by coming so close.
Almost came past Bertrand there, the goalkeeper. Clearly a lack of communication between the two. Did well in the end to take it, Federici, at the first ask.
This is touch flamboyant, Federici, the Australian that has had to wait so long to get his run of games in the Reading first team. Had to wait for Hanneman's departure. Hanneman now first choice at Wolves, of course. Church making a nuisance of himself against Skirtle, who almost lost that. Carragher gets a block in. Count back for Derby. Liverpool's passing game has just deserted them again. Caracan, now McAnuff. This looks dangerous. McAnuff just shrugged to one side by Carragher. Gunnarsson. Caracan. Gunnarsson for Church. Oh, that's good play. Gunnarsson unable to replicate what McAnuff has done on more than one occasion tonight. Liverpool at their own with Torres. Rajak for Sigurdsson. It's good stuff again from the Championship strugglers. Skirtle across as Bertrand looked to get in behind him. Lucas shrugged to one side. It's a long way out, but the shot is on target. Rayner leaping to his left to keep that one out.
Well, it's tremendous effort, and it's certainly an attack that will give Reading hard. In the last few minutes, we've seen them come at Liverpool in a variety of ways, not just happy to go in one direction, really mixing their attacks up well, Reading.
Maybe Liverpool thought that they'd climbed out of a hole when Gerrard levelled, but Reading right up in their faces again now.
Looks a good player, Sigurdsson. I think the shot was just a good height, though, for Rayner.
Given his run of late, David, as I was saying earlier, 5 in his last 8 games. He's a confident boy.
He does well to shrug off the first challenge, goes past Gerrard very comfortably. Height just favours Rayner. It's very close to him as well, but it was a good effort, and certainly did get the crowd up again.
Forward by Caracan, nodded away by Carragher. Cisse. Reading have gone out of this competition at the 3rd round hurdle in each of the last 2 seasons. Beaten at Cardiff a year ago, beaten here by Spurs 2 years ago. Torres is offside.
If there's a high line that Reading hold, did catch Torres just sort of beyond the back line there as he just came back on side. Can be risky that though, Reading. I think if Liverpool pick out the run of Torres, if he just gets in there, times his run well.
Enough. Gunnarsson. Here's Church. McAnuff. Oh, that's nice again. Slipped inside. Skirtle as though he wasn't there.
I think he chose the wrong option there. McAnuff might have been better trying to get the cross in himself. He seemed to have got beyond the back line of Liverpool. Just took the ball back into traffic. Let Liverpool off the hook, I think.
Brian McDermott, who desperately wants this job, still looking for his first win. His 3 games prior to this have brought 2 draws and then that heavy defeat at Plymouth. And after that defeat, he went on record as saying, we owe the supporters a performance, and his team are doing him and those supporters proud at the moment. Federici, the latest Reading player to have some kind of knock. McAnuff has worked off his problem, and Reading will hope Federici can do likewise. Reserve keeper Ben Hamer is only 22 years of age and has only played in the Carling Cup so far this season. That's how it occurred.
I don't know, he just sort of felt that injury as he seemed to sort of go over slightly on his ankle as well.
Poor clearance by Ansur. Gunnarsson. Caracan hopeful. Derby was sturdy. And Ingy Marsson safe. It's over Rajak.
Key period, I think. The game just seems to have dipped a little bit. Liverpool not perhaps controlling the ball as well as they might. Opportunity for Reading to work their way into this game, get something again, maybe, put Liverpool on the heels.
Gerrard needs to get that. Off Lucas last, I think. It's a Reading throw. And just as they dominated the opening 15 minutes of the game, they've been on top for the opening 15 of this second half. Gunnarsson, the oldest player in their team at 34, one of only 3 survivors from their days in the Premier League with this throw-in. Cleared by Lucas. Cisse. Mills. Go for Aurelio. Lucas for Gerrard. Just can't keep the ball, Liverpool, at the minute. Sigurdsson. Ryan Bertrand. Running into Derby. Ingi Marson. This time it's Lucas who concedes possession cheaply. Liverpool making life difficult for themselves. It's McAnuff against Insua. It's a good-looking ball in, headed away by Derby. Insua needs to complete the clearance and hasn't. Caracat. Nice. McAnuff. Keen to take on Insua, who continues to struggle to keep him quiet, David.
Well, he had a reasonable claim there for obstruction. Referee not giving him any benefit there, but still he's the type of player who can get at full-backs. We said that before, and I think perhaps he does have a little bit of a claim. Liverpool not helping themselves, though. They're giving the ball away so much. 6 players there in the build-up to that chance must have given the ball away.
Remember that Emiliano Insua is the only player that's been booked as yet. He's so careful as he tries to keep McAnuff quiet on this right-hand side. Were Liverpool to go down to 10 men, that certainly would make life very interesting at the Medeski Stadium. Gerrard back here for Stephen Derby. Carragher. Gunnarsson away. Insua. Torres had lost it. It made sense that he were to win it back. Gerrard. Now by Insua. This time it was Caracat causing him difficulty.
He does have the habit of trying to brush players off. Insua, that is his lack of pace. Unfortunately, does sort of leave him sort of struggling on occasions to give fouls away.
Rajak trying to make something of this. It's Derby who clears. On go. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Reading with bodies flooding back. Count and Torres furthest forward for Liverpool. Easily dealt with by Gunnarsson. And promptly given away by Lucas. Ball didn't go out. passing of Liverpool in the second half, David, has not been of sufficient quality.
No, not at all. It's been atrocious, actually. Seen them give the ball back to Reading on too many occasions. They're not holding it, they're not controlling it for any length of time. They put themselves under pressure, really, just gifting the ball back to the home side.
Centre of the screen there, John Medeski, the chairman of Reading Football Club, who has come under some criticism of late from the home supporters for lack of investment. It was he that appointed Brendan Rodgers in the summer, given a three-year contract that ended after just 6 months. Brian McDermott has been given the opportunity, but others are certainly in the frame. Darren Ferguson, the former Peterborough boss, has been linked with it. Maurice Sanchez, the former Northern Ireland manager, has thrown his hat into the ring. He was born in Reading. Sewer's clearance. McInnes in a tussle with Lucas. Little run here for Caracat. These two have played so well for Reading. McInnes has got the benefit of a lucky bounce there. Church centres, good ball in, and a touch there maybe from Cisse could have caused real difficulty for Pepe Reina.
Well, they continue to cause Liverpool problems down this right-hand side. McInnes very lively, good ball in by Church. Thought he got a touch off Reina. Fortunate not maybe to get the corner, but that's a good ball. You want your attackers really getting in and trying to put an end, or get on the end of those crosses.
To point in the direction of the next Premier League football we've got coming your way here on Setanta Sports. Next weekend we're at the Emirates as Arsenal look to keep the pressure on Chelsea and Manchester United as they take on Everton. And then the following week we're at Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Burnley. Increasingly appearing like a three-horse race for the Premier League crown, although Liverpool will feel that they maybe still have it within them. Liverpool against Bolton concludes our Premier League action in the month of January. Here's Torres against Mills. He's got away from the defender. Gunnarsson to clear. Reading fans making most of the noise at the moment. It is a tie that is still very delicately balanced. Steven Gerrard. Aurelio for Lucas. Torres. Gerrard, Derby breaking to his right. He's good quality here. Count. And again, Mills and Cisse doing their best to try and get it away. Skirtle and go. Maybe it will be an Italian job after all. Roberto Aquilani getting ready to come on. Interesting to see, David, how Rafa reshapes, whether or not it's like for like and he takes off Lucas possibly, or if he takes off and go and puts Gerrard in behind Torres again.
Well, I think it's between Ngo and Aurelio, I would say. They will reorganise. Certainly Liverpool in need of a little bit of inspiration. Not controlling the ball at all well in the second half.
Well, Federici's gone down here with another problem. It was the left calf earlier. It looks like it's the right hamstring now. Touch of cramp possibly. It's a go that's coming off. So it will be Aquilani alongside Lucas and Gerrard in behind Torres now.
Yeah, well, and Aquilani is asked to be the support player for Torres, remains to be seen, or whether or not Steven Gerrard pushes up. I think it might be a little bit risky to actually throw Gerrard really as the supporting player at this point. I think Liverpool's best chance of keeping things a little bit more solid would be to have Lucas and Gerrard alongside each other. clearly having problems, Federici. We've seen him perhaps having problems since the start of the half. And it's tough for Reading to have to reorganise in such a way, throw on the deputy goalkeeper.
Well, it's a real blow, this, to the Australian Federici, who's played in all of Reading's championship games this season. He only have a presence in the squad, but his big day is over, and Ben Hamer's big day is about to start. Just 22 years of age, as Federici makes his way around the touchline. On comes Hamer, who's been at the club since he was 15. Spent last season on loan at Brentford, but has played for the first team this season, albeit in Carling Cup ties here against Burton Albion, and Barnsley conceded the goals in both of those games. What a big night for him. Maybe what an opportunity for Liverpool here. First choice keeper for the opposition is no longer on the pitch. Well, they kept it in, and has won Liverpool another throw.
Well, I think the first thing you do now with the substitute goalkeeper on is throw a few balls in there and test them and unnerve him.
Not a good clearance by Ingimarsson. It's another Liverpool throw. Gerrard. Aquilani trying to tee that one up for Count. Sigurdsson. Skirtle almost beaten by the bounce. Church harrying him and now turning his attention to Carragher. It's a little short by Sigurdsson. Much better. Here's Rajak. Dispossessed easily by Skirtle. Signs that Liverpool have just stepped it up again. Aquilani fortunate to get away with that, David. It was a bit careless, that pass.
Yeah, I think so, you know, sort of automatically stops when he plays the ball. There's no guarantee that the referee is going to give the decision your way.
Aurelio trying to shake off Gunnarsson. Aquilani. And again, Count muscled out of it. Cisse held up by Aquilani. Still finds Sigurdsson, who in turn picks out Rajak. On this right-hand side is McAnuff. Nervous moments for Nsira again. Aurelio helping him out as they double up on this tricky right winger.
I think the fact that Nsira had the help of Aurelio really held McAnuff up, and the impetus was then taken away out of the attack. Once the ball went back to Gunnarsson, he's not confident really in pushing the ball forward, and any hope that Reading had to put Liverpool under pressure sort of all but disappeared. Just got to try and keep the momentum going when they're in the ascendancy. Reading push on with their attacks.
Cisse. Out by Aquilani, who has certainly made his presence felt since he came off the bench a couple of minutes ago. Now that's Brian Howard, who you might recall scored a dramatic winning goal at Anfield a couple of years ago in this competition when he was at Barnsley. He's getting stripped and ready to come on. Meanwhile, Rajak tries to make something of that, hooked away by Stephen Darby. On by Count. Bertrand. Lucas slow to close him down. poor by Aurelio. His head in the way of McAnuff's cross. But there were two bad passes before it got to him. First by Aquilani and then by Nsua. Here's Reading's second throw of the dice. Brian Howard coming on. He's been out since the middle of November with a broken jaw. It's Cisse who makes way. Question for you, David. Does lightning strike twice?
Well, exactly. And he's a confident type, Brian Howard, and I think he will fancy his chances of perhaps repeating that goal against Liverpool.
Saying in the build-up to this one that Barnsley were struggling in the Championship back then, just as much as Reading are now. Gunnarsson, too deep for Rajak. Still difficult though for Derby. The shock is still on. 1-1. 16 minutes to go. Here is Brian Howard. Cleared by Derby. Ingimarsson almost misjudged that.
I think it's a positive move by Brian McDermott to bring Howard on. He's a different type of player to Cisse. He's certainly a type of player who can get his foot on the ball and look to get forward, and he wants to have a crack at goal at any opportunity. Cisse never really gave an attacking threat.
That was a clinching tackle by Caracan and Aquilani. Italian just dwelling on the ball a fraction too long here.
Yeah, well, he sort of is not aware that the challenge is going to come in. I don't think he showed an awareness, perhaps, of how tight it is there in the midfield. A little bit naive, maybe, by Aquilani.
Free header for Matt Mills. Lucas for Count. Derby. Torres free on the right. Gerrard's waiting in the box. And Gerrard almost got there. Hesitation between the reserve keeper, Ben Hamer, and Matt Mills, and Gerrard almost made them pay. Nsua, Aquilani, Nsua, Gerrard, looking for Nsua again, who's continued the run. And it's off McAnuff and behind for a Liverpool corner.
He just momentarily stopped. This is a great ball in from Torres. And Gerrard, I think, thinks he's going to get on that. Mills does really well just to get a thigh on it in the end. And the ball's luckily to just evade going into the goal. But then on the second one, I think Nsua was a little bit slow to continue that run.
Gerrard with this corner. Hamer can't get to it and was being impeded.
Well, it's certainly the type of ball that you want to be putting in if you've got a substitute goalie. I think in this day and age, I suppose it's right the decision goes the goalkeeper's way. Plenty of bodies in amongst him. Kaut doesn't do that much wrong. He just pushes in against Hamer slightly. Doesn't look confident, the young keeper. But who could blame him?
He doesn't, does he?
No.
Not that sure that the ball actually crossed the line in the end, as he was pushed by Aquilani, but the whistle had long since gone. We're building up to an exciting climax here at the Medeski. 1-1 inside the last 14 minutes. McAnuff sweeps one in. Turned away by Carragher, but he hasn't found touch. Gunnarsson can try again. In towards Rajak. Skirtle lost the flight of that. Rajak might feel that he should have done better with that and at least test Pepe Reina.
Yeah, I think he should. It's a good ball in by Gunnarsson. Flat. And I think Rajak misjudges it slightly. Just comes in slightly under it. And he doesn't get above, and maybe he was probably feeling he might have done a little bit better.
He certainly will do now, because it's his number on the board. His evening is over. Grzegorz Rajak troops off. And it's the Irish international Shane Long who is to be brought on by Brian McDermott as Reading look for a winning goal in the final 30 minutes here. Shane Long, who hasn't scored all season. This will be the night to get his name finally on the score sheet.
Never really convinced me as a striker, to be honest. Shane Long works hard, and he's very mobile, different type of problem now to the one that Rajak gives, but he will unsettle that back line of Liverpool, no doubt about that, with his mobility.
Left out from the start today, having started the previous three, Shane Long. Gerrard. Might run point here for Cout. Torres did well to stay on side. Aurelio is far post. Torres battling with Bertrand. Fair is to win a corner. Just outnumbered in the end.
Yeah, he just delayed it. He initially beats Bertrand and he has to get the cross in. Otherwise, then the supporting defender is going to close things down, and that's just what happened for Reading.
Well, in many ways, the last thing Rafa Benitez will want, David, is a replay.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the moment Rafa is trying to keep putting out full-strength sides, so we won't really want to get them sort of involved again in another cup run as happened last season against Everton.
No handball against Howard. And Sigurdsson, I think, felt the whistle would go and had stopped moving to his left. Haven't had much to cheer about this season, the Reading fans, but they're loving the effort that their team are putting in this evening. Aurelio withdrawn for the introduction of Yossi Benayoun. His arrival greeted with great enthusiasm from the travelling Liverpool supporters.
Certainly a favourite with the Liverpool fans these days, Yossi Benayoun, quite rightly as well. He does give you a different type of threat, always good on the ball, always likely to conjure something up.
Torres on the charge and onside and beyond Ingi Marsden. The keeper's slow to come off his line, but eventually arrives in the nick of time.
They did do well, the goalkeeper. Always thought that Torres is going to get this type of opportunity when he gets in behind the back line. Ball just overrunning slightly. The goalkeeper does well in the end.
Tempted to say more by luck than judgment. It was the touch by Ingi Marsden that just took it away from Torres. Keeper for a moment was in no man's land.
Yeah, I would agree.
Carragher in a hurry. As is Ensure. Gerrard. Almost a wonderful ball. Cut out by Bertrand. He's continued his movement up the left, but Sigurdsson put too much energy in that pass. Ensure. Gerrard.
Not a great ball by Ensure to go all that way out there to Gerrard when there's enough bodies ahead of him, just sort of build it up. It's too much of a killer type pass. What's Gerrard really going to do in that situation?
Gerrard. Led by Carragher. This is Sigurdsson. Howard was on his heels, robbed by Aquilani, biting in smartly. Benayoun. Gerrard gets in there, but Reading not giving up either. Gunnarsson, and now it's McAnuff. Church. Put Reading in the lead, remember, on the 23rd minute. Lead that lasted just 13 minutes before Steven Gerrard levelled for Liverpool. Torres has gone down and stayed down, having tried to reclaim possession for Liverpool. Problem 2 for Carragher.
It was an untidy incident. Carragher getting caught in two minds, allowed Torres to close him down, and then both of them then perhaps just feeling the effects. Slight contact, but untidy. Carragher needed to make his mind up a little bit quicker.
Came through the Reading Academy, Jem Kanakan. First start today, by the way, since the middle of October. Here's how Reading took the lead. Rajak keeping it in and Church shinning it over the goal line as Liverpool appealed for something, and then Gerrard's equaliser with that count dummy that completely bamboozled Federici in the Reading goal. Will there be any more additions to that scoreline? You sense that if there is to be a goal, it will be the winning goal.
Yeah, it would be hard to see either side really coming back from a late goal, the way that the game has gone. Anything can happen, though.
Stephen Darby trying to make something happen. It's his ball in, just too deep for Torres. Mills nods it clear. Benayoun picks it up. Aquilani moves it quickly to his left and Insua. Aquilani up to the shot. Mills' clearance is a good one. It's long. Howard. Over the top looking for Church. And Reina was in no man's land.
Church does well. It's a dangerous ball. It's maybe slightly long, and he's always asking. But it caused concern for Carragher and Reina. Church has done well. He's stuck in his job all afternoon.
Aquilani conceding the free kick, having lost his footing, fell on the ball, handled it.
I have to say, the looks that I've had at Aquilani so far this season, on occasions he does look like the pace of the English game at the moment is slightly too quick for him.
Just over 5 minutes remain. Reading's free kick in towards Ingi Marson. Darby can get it clear. Strong challenge by Mills on Torres. It's Gunnarsson, in fact. Right back coming all the way across the left back position to make that challenge.
Well, that's a tricky one, and it's one of those decisions that perhaps defenders have to make. It so late in the game, they've got to go and threaten. And you'd expect perhaps as the striker to take a little bit of a knock in that situation.
Insua. Aquilani. No real clear-cut chances for either team in this second half. It's still been entertaining, though. And the tie still very much on a knife edge. Can Reading find an unlikely winner from somewhere? They've got a free kick.
That's what they have done well, Reading, I would say. In the middle of the field, they really made it uncomfortable for the Liverpool central midfield players. Really contested the battle well today, Reading.
No longer possess their chief target for these long free kicks in Grzegorz Raziak, but there's plenty up here. It's Sigurdsson. Aquilani couldn't get it away. Sigurdsson against Derby. Liverpool have forced him out of the penalty area. That was important. Aquilani nudges it out for a Reading throw.
Nervy moment for Liverpool there as Sigurdsson made his way into the box. Aquilani did well, I think. Good judgment by him not to throw in the challenge there.
Howard. Aquilani again in the way. He'll try again. Sigurdsson. Nice turn. And he's away from Aquilani. What's the cross like? Not bad. Stewart just helps it back to his goalkeeper. But Long and McAnuff were threatening on the far post.
Well, nice piece of play by Sigurdsson on that left-hand side, and it comes up in Stewart's head. I don't think he knew where it was going.
Well, again, you have to say it's not been a convincing display by Liverpool. Reading have played well, hassled them, Still haven't given up all hope that they might still be able to win this game. Ryan Bertrand with the throw-in. Howard offers. Looking for Long. Cleared by Derby.
I think this game has been trickier for Liverpool than many of the fans would have expected. I think when the draw was made, they fancied Liverpool to dispose of Reading quite comfortably.
Reading have got another corner. Derby forced to turn it behind. Aquilani failed to pick up Bertrand. Sigurdsson's cross, deep towards Mills. Important touch, away by Rayner. Liverpool just went to sleep. This is Howard. McAnuff.
Despite the fact that Reading don't have that aerial threat of Raziak, they've thrown one or two high balls in there still, and it has caused concern for Liverpool. On that occasion there, Rayner did well to get a fist over the top of Insua's head to clear the ball.
Urgency from Reading as they look to take this throw in quickly. Brynjar Gunnarsson with it. Nobody really making themselves available at the moment. It has to go up the line. Helped on by Church. Put in by Skirtle. Another strong challenge, this time by Mills on Torres. And that's a yellow card, I think, for Matt Mills.
It's probably his first real strong challenge I can remember, Mills. He's a big physical lad. It's an untidy challenge. You know, again, it's the type of challenge you would expect the game sort of at this stage.
Gerrard with this free kick. 4 minutes of added time to come. It's deep from Gerrard. Hamer came and spilt it. He has not looked convincing since he came on for the injured Federici, but he's just about got away with it twice now.
Yeah, that was a troublesome ball, though. He had a number of his own defenders in his way. He made the ball his own, but he had to come really over the top of Mills.
On by Long. Church. McAnuff. Carrigan. Cleared by Carragher. Count can bring it away for Liverpool. Awful second touch. Howard. Carragher clears again. Lucas can't get to the second ball.
Dreadful play by Cout. Awful control, running in free space there to get the ball back to Reading in the dying minutes of a match like this.
Here's Gerrard. Had a quiet second half. Just had a quiet game. Benayoun. Torres is waiting! And it's over the goal.
It's a great ball in by Benayoun, right into the danger zone, put Hamer in two minds. The goalkeeper clearly thinks that Torres is not going to get to it, and Torres just needs the slightest of touches, really, and that would have sent it. He gets probably too heavy a contact on the ball. It's a super ball by Benayoun, though. Where the goalkeeper's going, only he knows.
Well, it would have been rough justice on Reading had Torres controlled that header and given Liverpool the lead for the first time in the evening and surely put them through. Reading deserve a replay out of this performance. But they haven't given up all hope of winning it themselves. Howard McAnuff, he's away from Insure again. Benayoun has to get there and does. Corner.
Again, important play by Benayoun. Certainly Insure has needed that support down this Reading right-hand side throughout the game.
Howard, the man that scored an injury time winner for Barnsley in the FA Cup against Liverpool 2 seasons ago with this corner kick. In it comes, headed away by Torres. And Benayoun gets there first for Liverpool, and it's Gerrard charging forward, but Bertrand should be the favourite to deal with this one. It's not been convincing from Liverpool, but Gerrard's 6th goal of the season brought them back into the contest and has spared their blushes. It looks as though we're heading back to Anfield a week on Wednesday for a replay. And the Reading fans and the players would have accepted that, David, before we started.
I think so. I think given the form that they've been in and the results, they needed an upturn. This probably has really come, you know, as good as a tonic as perhaps they could have asked for.
Count. Trying to work it back for Gerrard. It will be a Liverpool corner, and there will be enough seconds for this corner to be taken.
Well, for a moment there, that ball dropped and Count might have got a shot away. Just delayed it slightly.
Martin Atkinson, the referee, checking his wristwatch as Liverpool send in what is only their 3rd corner of the game. Nodded away by Long. That brings the final whistle. It's finished all square. Rafa Benitez would not have wanted a replay, but he would have wanted it even less, a defeat here. Simon Church put Reading in front on 23 minutes, a lead that lasted 13 minutes before Steven Gerrard levelled. 1-1 is how it finishes. We're back at Anfield a week on Wednesday.
Before we go tonight, we'll show you the best of Sunderland against Barrow, and we have Burnley, who were at the MK Dons today, elsewhere in this FA Cup 3rd round. But what an effort from Reading all night, even before they went in front. How they kept at it. Pat and Brian will sum it all up next.